right, good morning. Good Saturday morning. Um, Man, July is closing out. Welcome to weekly meeting Saturday, June 27th. Um, ooh, so my 4-year trading anniversary will be on August 6th. I know y'all don't care, but for me, it,
Oh,
it's
my birthday.
it's
We
very
quer, quer.
it's very significant.
Congrats.
Hoje.
It's very significant for me because it's been a long, great journey. And from one place to the next, it's not all straight up. But once you dedicate yourself to it, or once you decide this is what you're going to do, you all know it's not any turning back. So for those of you who are still struggling, don't quit. The worst thing you can do is quit along your journey. Um, you always see people saying what would have helped them or what they would have done differently. I, if if I could have done anything differently, I would have I would have learned from a smart money person versus a dumb money person, and that's just me because it makes more sense for me to trade smart money concepts. The other way for me was too inconsistent, and not that it had anything to do with the way that Ruby was teaching, I think, but you know, uh, maybe my personality type or my learning style is more conducive to learning, how to trade smart money concepts. Other than that, I don't think that I would have done anything differently. I'll maybe stay in demo for a longer period of time, but it is what it is, and we're here now. Every week we come to this meeting, and we have pretty much the same crowd, which is cool. Um, but when I look at the Discord, it's like 800 people, and I'm thankful for the 800 people. But it's important for me to remind myself, and maybe some of you too, that we are not all on the same journey. All of us are not here to actually learn the trade or to actually get better. Some of us, I'm not even gonna say some of us because I'm not here for that, but some people are here to enjoy the social environment, right? It's a bunch of nice people. For the most part, we don't have drama. You know, it's probably 800. You know, people with of a they have some hue or complexion in a mainly positive environment. Nobody's getting sexually harassed, all that good stuff. So I do believe that there are benefits to just hanging out. I like I like everybody that I've met, on here. I think everybody has good personality or for the most part good vibes, but everybody is not here to advance. So I always have to remind myself that everybody is not on the same journey. And I'm not judging, and it's not my business if somebody is not here to learn. I just tried to reach the people who actually want to grow to the next step. And I think it's important for us to understand that if you're in this meeting and you're here regularly, I would probably bet that that you have the knowledge, right? You have everything you need chart wise. You understand what you want to see on the chart. You have that part probably pretty pretty down pat. Like you understand. The missing link for you if you aren't where you want to be. Or even if you are, you're making money, but you just want to be more consistent or you want to make more money. Those skills that you need, or the skills that are going to take you to that next level, are all psychological. They're all you versus you. They're all, you controlling yourself. Self-mastery is a difficult thing, and not many people in life will ever attain self-mastery. So I think every week, uh, as a trader, you have to look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself. You have to go back over the trades that you took in that prior week. Did you execute properly, right? Did you miss something? Could you have executed better? Every week, if you have that conversation and you highlight, or you understand the mistakes that you made, and you go into the next week and you fix those mistakes, it's only going to make you a better trader, right? You're only going to get better. I think that's really been the key for me, sharpening up my tool set as the months and the years have went by. I'm not always right on my analysis. I don't want to always be right. I get it. I understand the game. Wait, let me pull that. I'm gonna retract that statement. I do always want to be right, but I understand that that is not a possibility, right? I'm going to be wrong at times in the market. But what I want to be able to do is course correct without wrecking my account, without doing damage, right? Which is all that any trader should probably strive for, right? You want to be able to course correct, fix your mistake. Hey, I was wrong in this trade idea. I need to either get out or take this trade idea the opposite direction, or whatever the case may be. I think that if all of us can get there to that point, it's only a matter of time before you reach whatever financial goal you have. $50 million, $5 million, 1 million, a $500,000. It's only a matter of time, because these charts set up and these trades happen every year, over and over. And the great thing about trading is we are trading the economic cycle. And we know that it's a cycle. When they raise interest rates, we understand what trades are available to us. When they lower interest rates, we also understand what trades are available to us. So once you figure out how to master yourself, you will always be able to take advantage of the market. And here we are today, the end of July, the dollar, bearish order block on the monthly chart. I get it. The month hasn't closed yet, but it'll close in 3 days. So the dollar, if all things hold, is going to have a monthly bearish order block. I know we have a meeting coming up, a Fed meeting. Maybe they lower the interest rates, right? Maybe the dollar pulls back and it doesn't close monthly bearish order block. Maybe it pulls back and it closes shy of being a monthly order block. I think that this will probably close bearish. We will see. If it does close bearish, then I expect the dollar to go ahead and start pulling back, here over the next few months. And I think all of us anticipate that, because we understand that the Fed is going to lower rates, at one of these next few meetings. If the Fed lowers the rates next week, we can probably expect a pretty good move south on the dollar, complete with imbalance, which means we probably won't get a retracement back up before it pushes down. Just how it works, so we will see. I think most people, when you look up that FedNow website, most people feel as if the interest rates will be lowered. Not this meeting coming up next week, but at the meeting after that. So if the rates are lowered at this meeting, we're probably going to get a more dramatic move down. So I think there will be trading opportunities to short the dollar if all of this stuff holds up, right? Right on cue, the JPYs, trading opportunities to short those JPYs. They moved tremendously last week. And for the most part, I didn't look at FJ, but the rest of those JPYs did break swing lows on the weekly. FJ looks like it's going to be a monthly bearish order block. So in my opinion, we will be going down. And to me, that lines up with the dollar's decline. The yen will get stronger, which means that all these JPY pairs will start cratering. Great trading opportunities that just require a bit of patience, right? We don't have to get every pip. We don't have to get the very beginning of the move. We don't have to get the very ending of the move. If we're more conservative, or I think we can be more conservative in these trades, right? I think that if you aren't sure where your move is going to happen, if you aren't sure how you want to take advantage of these moves, let me just go to GJ. Let me go to Kim's homegirl. All right, so this GJ trade has a 2-week bearish order block. Maybe y'all don't trade like this. It is what it is. But for all intents and purposes, maybe this market has bottomed out. And if it has, maybe it needs to come down to this area. I just have my tool on here because I'm interested in the pullback trade, right? It came all the way down here. We broke all these lows, right? We broke all these lows. So I'm looking for the market to pull back before dropping lower. And I just want to show you my thought process, not that it has to start buying up immediately, but if it buys up from where it is now, that's 701 pips that it needs to buy back up to this imbalance. There's another imbalance up here, but if it just buys back up to this imbalance, which is in between my 62 and 78, that's 701 pips. Now, I don't need to be the first one in the trade to buy it up. Don't need to. I could wait for confirmation. Whatever that confirmation is to you, you can wait on that confirmation. You can take advantage of that move. Maybe you're saying with Todd, I don't want to try to get all 701 pips. I just want to trade to this breaker block, right? In the middle of your golden zone, which is a little bit past the 50. That's 480 pips. You can do a lot with 480 pips. My point in saying this is because we talk and because we meet at this every week, I think the majority of us understand the bigger picture move, right? Maybe you don't look at these higher time frames and you don't look at the market from this far up. It's cool because I do. This is how I look at the market. Coming into the month after June, if you go back and you listen to that video, I said the JPYs were going to sell. I know it was before all the moves, but it was just because of what the higher time frames showed me what needed to happen. And sure enough, they've sold. If you would have sold the JPYs at the beginning of July, if you would have caught this move, they've dropped. Well, this one has dropped about 1,200 pips. That's really, to me, it's not ultra important, right? This initial move is just telling people that it's going to drop. The pullback needs to happen. Then you can get in for the sell move, right? And, in my opinion, If you use that 6-month chart and you fib the 6-month chart, you'll have your golden zone and your 78 on the 6-month chart. And that's the direction that we could actually take this trade. Everybody may not trade like this. You might trade zone to zone. You might trade scalp on the 30-minute or 5-minute chart, supply and demand. All of that is great. All I'm saying is there's a basic understanding that these JPYs will probably go the same direction as that dollar. So if the dollar starts shorting, you're probably going to have pretty good opportunity to get some shorts in that will pay you handsomely. So if you're interested, these trade setups will likely be there. For the immediate future and probably for the longer term future. The same way that this carry trade went up for all these months, well, years, this thing went hot, has been going up, since we've been trading pretty much, right? Look at this huge move up. I mean, this thing could pull all the way back to 78%. This thing could pull back in reverse. But all of that to me is not important. The important thing is we pulled down far enough. We broke enough swing lows that, in my opinion, everybody should be convinced that the JPYs are going bearish. All we have to do now is wait for the pullback, be patient, get whatever setup we're looking for, get in at whatever zone or order block or whatever we're looking for, and take our trades to the south and trade them pretty much with confidence for the next 1,500 pips or so. You can do a lot with that. These indices, if they drop interest rates, well, even if they don't drop, I believe are going to head up. We've had a pullback on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ pulled back. And I believe that this is just going to be a brief pullback to go higher. But these pullbacks offer us opportunities to get in, to get in these trades. This is what you want to see if you're interested in trading or getting in long positions for the indices once they drop rates. You don't want to get in up here. You want to get in when it pulls back. Now, again, we might not be as precise as we want to be on these markets. So you do not need to get some huge lot size. You can trade the mini. You can get a small lot size. Trust me, next month or the month after that, when we have a conversation about the NASDAQ, we won't be having the conversation about the NASDAQ at 19,000. We might be having this same conversation at 23,000, 22,000. But you got you a small position at 19. And you're able to manage that position, which means maybe you need to put in a hedge if it pulls back, or maybe you have a small enough position that once it starts turning, you never had to put your hedge in. You just start accumulating small positions. And by the time we get to 22,000, maybe your NASDAQ position might be up 2 or 300, 2 or 3,000, to whatever, 700 or 800. You don't have to try to make $8,000 on one trade in 1 day or 2 days. You can do it, but you can also blow your damn account. I mean, your darn account. So all I'm trying to say here is, if you've been trading for a while and you've not reached your goals, you have to try to do something different, right? And I'm begging you guys, because here is our opportunity. This is our start line. The economic cycle is changing. We're going into a new phase. The market is setting up to go up. It's pulling back to go higher. The opportunity is being laid out. Our table is being set. All we have to do is sit down and eat small bites over the next couple months could change your trading career. This could be your breakthrough. Without you guessing, without you going super heavy, just taking small positions and letting them accumulate. You can trade those positions and let them stack up in a certain direction. You can do that with those JPYs to the south. You can just accumulate sell positions every week. Once it pulls back and starts selling, you can accumulate those positions every week. It might pull back one week and you get you another position and let it cook, and it pulls back the next week, get you another position. You can do the same thing with these indices. You don't have to be in every trade. You can concentrate on one of them. The opportunities are being presented. The question is, are we taking these opportunities? I was really hoping that I could brag about oil this week, but it did me dirty. It's another trade that I really like. I really like the oil pullback. Now, what I don't want to see is a bearish order block. I don't want to see that. And hopefully we won't have a bearish order block. But oil is going to tell me what it's going to do here this week, right? Because we pulled back into this bullish order block. I really expected or wanted the rejection from the top of this wick right here. I wanted the rejection, but it never gave it to me. And I wanted to take oil back to the top side. If oil does not give me my setup, then I'm good. I'm not gonna force the action, right? I could, if it gives us a bearish order block, I could trade this down, but I'm not. I'd rather take a trade that I believe in, a GJ, a UJ, one of those JPY trades to the south. I'm going to take an indice up. Those are great trade opportunities for me. And you as a trader have to make those same decisions. Whether you trade in gold, whether you trade in silver, they're all pulling back to allow you opportunity to participate in these trades. If I go to was it 1 week? All right, this 2 week to me tells me that gold is about to explode, in my opinion. I think gold is going to go north. I don't like the way this daily candle closed, right? I don't like that because I think we can pull down again into this imbalance area, which I think, for me, I put this green line here because I do believe that we're going to pull down to this green line. And then I'm looking for gold to buy. But I know some people have it differently. Stick to your guns. Just understand that if this had closed as a bullish order block, then I would be interested in a buy immediately. But because it didn't, I'm looking for one more leg down to this imbalance before I look for the price to reverse. Silver, on the other hand, silver, bearish order block, it tapped into this bullish order block. So I need to watch to see how we react in this area. Now, I do expect price to push up. We're either going to respect this imbalance and start getting short, or we might bounce off the imbalance to continue pushing up. But in my opinion, the only thing that I would look for if I'm trading silver, is I would look for a long up to this area. I'll see how it respects this weekly imbalance. And then from there, I would either look for short back down or break higher. But I don't think that any of these trades should put us at a fidgety state. You know, I don't think we should be anxious or overly bothered to hop in these trades, because these are good, long, strong moves, right? You can make a lot of money, you know, in this buy up to this imbalance, a lot of money. Um, you can make a lot of money if it goes shorter. But all I'm saying is, if you're patient and you under leverage, you're never going to blow your account. If you're patient and you under leverage, you won't blow your account. And if you make a mistake, but you've under leveraged, it gives you time to make corrections. But if you make a mistake and you over leverage, you're done. And you're starting at square one every week. You never allow yourself to grow into square two, square three, square four, right? Um, there's I like USD CAD setup. I like I'm probably not going to trade USD CAD. USD, hopefully y'all know that CAD lowered their interest rate, right? Maybe you didn't know, but last week they lowered their interest rate. Um, the dollar pulled out. Uh, if I look at this on a 2 week, I got a 2 week bullish order block. I would expect the pullback to maybe go higher. Now, I guess this could all change if we lower our interest rates too. So, um, in my opinion, and this is just me, the pullback move is the better trade setup for me. Now, we might go higher to take this wick out at the first of the week, but if we do go higher, then there's over 100 pips available for the pullback. Um, if you don't trade like that, you trade zone to zone, you know, I'm sure y'all figured where y'all zones are, but there are many opportunities. NZDs, they all are NZDs and AUDs. I think they all sold. So they're probably at an area where they need to pull back. If you are having problems, or if you are stuck, if you feel lost, please reach out. Use the DM feature. You can hit me up. You can hit Kim Early. You can hit Duoff. You can hit Isaiah. You can hit Alicia. I think Alicia actually takes trades these days. Um, but you can hit these people up. You can hit TT, and I think everybody is willing to kind of help you or point you in the right direction. Here's what I'll say though. I think all of us trade a little bit differently, which is awesome. You have to find your tribe. If you talk to me one week and you talk to Kim the next week, you're confused. You're confusing yourself. Um, you know, I would ask, or Andrew too. I left Andrew out. You know, Andrew's gung ho. But if you're talking to somebody and you're trying to figure out how to get straight or how to trade, um, you need to stick with that person. You need to find your trading style, because if you talk to somebody different every week, you're gonna mess yourself up. Um, I can't talk to you about support and resistance, because I don't trade support and resistance. I can talk to you about order blocks, imbalances, and liquidity. Um, and it's not to knock anybody who doesn't trade like that, but it's for the people who are new or the people who are struggling. You know, you should consider that half of your struggles come from your inconsistency in the way you're looking at the chart, right? Your inconsistency in your approach to the market, and then probably some quirks you have as an individual, right? Um, you know, self mastery. If you can't master yourself, and I just mean a little bit. Like, you don't have to be um, a robot. It's better if you are, but you can still make money even if you're not a robot. But if you cannot control yourself, you're never ever going to make it as a trader. You're never going to make it. Just go get a second job. Just spend your time um, going to college or going somewhere. Don't waste your time trading if you can't control yourself, because it's never going to work. Yeah, you'll make money some days, you'll give it right back. You might make money 1 month, you'll give it right back because you have no self-control. Self-control is a requirement. It's a requirement. It's a requirement in any relationship. And your trading relationship is a relationship. And if you don't have any self-control, it's going to show up. And it's going to sabotage any gains that you actually make, because you don't respect any rules, you don't respect any limits. So you could make $60,000 today and you're gonna lose 120,000 tomorrow. All right, you guys have any questions?
Tyler,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to say something because I mean you are explaining something, all of us get it. And one thing is like I was hoping, like when we have like weekly meeting like this, it doesn't matter who, of course, you trade smart money comes out, and like a lot of people do, even if like some people still trade differently, but one or two confluences come from smart money concept. So for those people who doesn't understand, like we don't have to go through all the pairs or something. We can just take one pair, like work on that pair, like just explain in details, okay, this is how we approach the market from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, just to explain to the people like who doesn't understand like how to approach the market. Like in terms of smart money points, it doesn't matter. Okay, this is how I approach the market, right? So if you want to like follow my footstep, okay, this is how I do it. Just take one pair and do it. Like by the time we come to class, because it's a lot of pair, you don't have to do it every pair. Like just take one pair, do it. So like every time we come to classes like this, you repeat the same thing, just one pair. It doesn't have to be all the pair, like I say. Then as soon as the people who comes to classes, they show up every time and they see the same thing every time, maybe they will grab one or two things, like because you are explaining something now, like you already have your marked up. You understand what I'm saying? But like many people don't understand why you say, oh, I want this thing to pull back to this point.
I do. I understand what you're saying. So
So sorry, I'm not finished. Just a minute. So
okay.
for me, if I'm going to like have like a meeting or something, I just want to teach just how I approach. I can just take, for example, gold, because at this point, since last week or something, I'm liking the way gold is setting up,
Right.
I can just break it down. Okay, this is what we are looking for. This is what we are expecting on gold, especially like US is going to lower their interest rate now on USD. So, I mean, basically, whatever the fundamental is doing has relationship with the technicals, because the chart is not going to lie to you. It's just the setting up, That's what I've noticed in this market. They just set everything up. Whatever the talks they do in the fundamental aspect has to do with the chart. It's what they are seeing in the chart. That's why they are making their own decision there,
I agree. And I've done this meeting in so many different ways, breaking down pairs. At this point, it's I don't know what's best for people. What I do know and what I do like is that everybody, like Kim does the weekly analysis, so she breaks the charts down the way that she sees. But I'll cut my own videos and put it in the group that I'm with. Um, I like to talk on a general of what I see um, on this meeting. And if people ask questions, I don't mind getting deeper into it. But for the most part, I think the people who come to this meeting probably already have their pairs picked out. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I always ask if anybody has any questions or anybody wants to talk about a pair, and nobody ever comes forward. I don't mind breaking down the pair the way that I see it, or the reason why I see it that way. In fact, I think that every time I come in here, I do break it down as far as why I think a certain way. You know, the same way we walked ourselves into this or this JPY trade setup. I explained that the same way we talked about the indices and the place in the economic cycle that we're at, where the dollar is about to decline, and those other the indices and the assets, crypto, everything is about to go up. I do believe that we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks. I think that if people are in this meeting and they are hungry, or they don't understand something, it's imperative that everybody says something like, "Hey, can you look at this?" or "Hey, can you show me this?" And in my opinion, you need to ask it of the person that you trade like. For instance, Andrew, they might not, they may understand the way you explain it better than me, or they may understand the way that Kim explains it, or TT's ICC or ICI, right? But if nobody ever comes forward, to me, it's difficult to reach a level of understanding if you're not asking somebody to break it down in a manner that you can understand. You know, like this UCAD trade setup, if I break it down the way I see it, but somebody else trades this zone to zone, it might not help them at all. And then I sit up here and I waste 15 minutes, breaking down this UCAD setup. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, I guess because we all have different channels, or we all have different days that we talk to people, I think that there are ample opportunity for the people who need help to get the help. And maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. But for the most
No,
part, the
I mean,
go ahead, go ahead.
I agree. I don't know the guy who was talking. I don't know his name. I mean, I agree with him in this sense, and I've talked to you offline a million times about it, and you blow me off. And I'm going to say it one more time. I think I agree with you that it's hard to teach people that don't provide feedback. But I think what has stumped a lot of people and delayed their learning curve is there are too many different methods. You're a smart money trader. That's what you got to teach. If other people have dumb money methods that work, I mean, that's great. But it's your class, your platform. So you got to push smart money trading. And that's the repetition. And the people that want to learn that, they will know the people out there probably know if they want to be smart money or dumb money. If they want to be smart money, then they will pay attention to what the methods that you teach. If they want to be dumb money, support and resistance, or whatever other methods are out there, then they will go that way. And when I say dumb money, I'm not trying to be derogatory, to anybody out there. But the point is, I think when you have new people, you can teach the baby English and Spanish from birth, but I think it takes longer for them to separate the languages. I mean, they probably, when they first start speaking, they probably speak, a mixture of both that nobody understands. And then as they get older and they go to one school, a Spanish school or English school or other, they straighten themselves out. This shit is no different. So anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm, 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 I don't know why I'm agreeing with Sean, but but no, I do believe that and I know we get on these calls every week and but we have to assume that what we're teaching, we have to assume that every call has a new person, right? So we have to, I feel like we have to just continue teaching, being so repetitive. I know it gets exhausting sometimes, but we just have to keep teaching the same thing every time we're on this call, and not assume that everybody on this call understands your way of teaching, your way of trading, or my way of trading, or Andrew's way of trading, or Isaiah's way of trading. So I mean that's just how I look at it when I do my calls. I just approach it the same way. I don't care if it's one person on there, and because I'm recording, I'm just going to record it, and then whoever has the opportunity to go back and replay it, or go back and study it, go back and back test it, it'll be there for them to do that. So that's my thought, that it just needs to be repetition. I know I've said 100 times, when it clicked for me is when you were doing
Framing the market.
yeah, thank you. That's when it clicked for me. But it took you it took you I think you were doing it on Tuesdays back then. Every Tuesday when you were framing the market, or Selena was on the call framing the market, or Felicia was on the call framing the market, like that's when it just started to click for me.
It's all good. So do we have any new people?
Let me see who's
Even the problem we are even having is like, when you are explaining something, some people are hesitant to ask questions, and which is very bad, because
It's horrible.
if you don't ask questions, you never know, and you feel like, oh yeah, he's explaining something you understand. You don't understand anything. You have to ask questions, because sometimes it just makes you feel like fool. You are just explaining something for nothing. So we have to speak
I
up.
think
It's
we
very, very
have the
important.
environment now that, I'm
Oh my
hoping,
God. Uh-oh.
I'm hoping that we have the environment now that no one's afraid to ask questions, okay? In fear of not being called, something. Like a clown.
Let me I'm just gonna go back to this. I'm gonna use GJ. I know Kim, you use this is Kim Spare, but I'm just gonna use this
And
because
you
I
better
like
do right. You better do right by her.
it.
You better do right.
I told you a month ago that GJ was about to give it up.
A
So
month ago.
well, yeah, this
Man.
bullish order block.
Mm, mm,
Don't worry, just go back and look at the old recordings. So listen,
nope.
at the end of this 6-month candle, that was the end of June. I fibbed this 6-month candle. I got my golden zone, put a box in my golden zone. I put a rate at the 78. So in my opinion, this trade needs to come back and hit my golden zone, right? We can make any decisions we need to make after I get the pullback. Because we had this order block, I expect the market to come back, touch my zone, and push up, right? So the same way I would have expected it to come back and touch this zone, which it never did. But this is way more than 100 pips. So my point is, I expect the market to push down and touch my zone. I personally think we're going to go lower than this zone because of the change in the dollar, right? But this was my thought process, my THOT process coming in to July. So this up move, I don't care about price going up. I'm not buying it from here. I'm only interested in price once it turns and starts to sell. I'm anticipating that this new month candle is going to turn and sell. So once I got this doji candle, right? This doji candle that took the high, that wicked this high, and came and closed, in my mind, right? This was July 8th. In my mind, we were headed south. Even though we hadn't broke any of these lows, we were headed south. So I'm just gonna I'm not even gonna replay. I'll just talk what I see. So the next week we had a bearish order block. You said what?
How did you know it was gonna go south?
I just told you. I was bearish from the 6-month bullish order block.
but why were you bearish?
Because that order block.
You got
Step back.
people that were.
He was bullish on the 6-month candle. So I hear what Sean is saying. He's saying, can you explain it for the people in the back? That's what he's saying.
Right, why were you bearish? You got a bullish order block.
Well, because price needs to come back and fill the imbalance. So if y'all don't understand, you gotta mute the mic and then turn the volume down. So for the people who don't understand smart money, when you get a impulse move, right? All the order block is basically an impulse move, right? And that breaks structure. What structure did it break? It broke the high of this last candle. Now you have the impulse move that broke structure. Did it leave an imbalance? So you just need to drop down in time frames. I'm just going to go to the weekly in this case to see, and I don't see any imbalances on the weekly. So you just keep dropping down until you can find your imbalance.
Can I say something? Who was talking like before you right now?
My brother.
That's Sean. That's Todd's brother.
Okay. So basically, there is something he was asking about. So to simplify it, yeah, when we have such a strong candle like this, there's something we call external range liquidity, which is like a high, like a previous high or something. Once we broke a previous high, we have taken an external range liquidity. What do we expect the market to do? We expect the market to pull back to internal range liquidity. What are our internal range liquidity? The lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher highs we form in the lower time frame. Also, the fair value gap that we did have in the bigger time frame, we have to pull back to the internal range liquidity. So that is our internal range liquidity. From our internal range liquidity, that is when we decide again, okay, what the market is going to do by giving us another change of character or a break of structure to the upside, aligning with the overall trend, something like this. So the market only does two things. Smart money points, the market only do two things. Once we take out our external range liquidity, which is our previous highs, create a new high. So we expect market to pull back to our internal range liquidity, which are the fair value gaps or a smaller structure formed when we were like moving up, you know. If we don't have like a fair value gap, normally market always create a little structure like a low or something that market is coming to take out before we continue moving to the upside. That happens on GBP card when we were trying to short that market. We were expecting like we broke a low. We didn't really broke a low. It uses that low as an internal range liquidity. As soon as we clear that low, that's why we started flying up.
And I think he was I don't think he was asking the question to ask the question. I think he was just trying to get Todd to explain it.
He just wanted me to explain it.
Yeah, he wanted
where we're pulling back to.
Yes.
Right, but he did a good job of explaining it though. But right, I did ask the question to cue more of an explanation too. You know, that is why I asked it. But that's the entire point. I mean, assuming you have new people, I think you're gonna have to explain things. Like we all know why you think that the market's gonna pull back after getting a bullish order block, but a new person probably is not gonna know that, you know. So anyway.
Yeah. So so when you look at your zone, right? The area that the market needs to pull back to. And in this case, this is a bullish move. It needs to pull back to discount, right? Premium and discount. It's a premium price. We don't buy at premium, we buy at discount. Why would we buy right here? We'll buy after the market raids this trend line liquidity, right? If you look, there's a trend that's created right here. So you have people who are taking longs every time price hits the trend line. So I expect for this market to pull down and run the liquidity from this trend line. There's also an imbalance down here. And this imbalance is at your 88, right? I already told you, I think we're going to go bearish anyway. But even if we didn't go bearish, we just ran this trend line liquidity. It puts price at a discount, right? In between your 50% and your 78%. So this is why we expect price to pull back. Now, just like Andrew was saying, even though he was speed talking, we ran this high over here, right? This was the high that we ran. We market pushed up, we broke this high. Now we're pulling back. So whether you're a smart money trader and we're looking for this rate of liquidity, I think everybody can understand that you break this high, you retest that high area. So if I put a box at this area, right, that's where the market is currently right now. That's where we bounced from this past week. So we retested that high, but the area of liquidity that the market needs to come down to is this area of liquidity. So, you know, I appreciate Nuoff when it comes to this, because Nuoff is always saying, look at the freaking structure. Like, do you know where your swings are, right? So if you look at what happened this past week, if this was the swing low, right? If this is your swing low, we just broke that swing low. When you break your swing low, I expect a pullback. The same way that Andrew was just saying, when you break a high or a low, right? This is considered some internal liquidity. We break the swing low, I expect a pullback. So if I fib from the top to the bottom, then my pullback, here's the 50%, here's the 78. I expect price to come somewhere in here, mitigate an imbalance that's somewhere in here. If I go to the 4 hour, I guarantee we'll see an imbalance somewhere in here. And then I look to take this trade further south, because I expect the trade to come down and run this trend line liquidity. So the pullback is going to happen. We can find our entry based on, let's just go and look. I'm going to change it back to candles, because I want to find the imbalance. If I go down to the 4 hour chart, I see another set of trend line liquidity, but I see an imbalance up here. So if I was trading this and I'm buying this price back up, right? And would be considered a counter trend trade. But since this counter trend trade is offering me at least 480 pips, I'm probably going to trade this back up, at least to liquidate this trend line liquidity. Once we liquidate the trend line liquidity, it puts us right at this imbalance. So if I do 50% of that imbalance, we can call this a breaker block if you want. I would feel safe trading this back up about 697 pips. Now, I would look for the market to turn and burn. It doesn't have to be immediate. Like, it can go higher. It can go 88. And we all see this imbalance here. But the market is not required to take out this imbalance. It's not required to run these highs. The market will be here. We don't have to gamble and say, hey, I'm going to hold this trade until it takes out this high and closes this imbalance. That might not ever happen. Well, I mean, it might not happen this cycle. This might happen 5 or 6 years from now, on the next financial cycle. All we're saying is trading this back up, if you want to do that, whether you collect 400 pips to the 50 or almost 700 pips close to your 78, let that do you. Be satisfied with that. The market will turn around. It'll give you a change of character. It will break, it will establish a set of lows, then it'll break that low, it'll pull back. We can all get in for the sell to sell back down and take out the liquidity that we talked about on that weekly chart. That's what I'm looking for, not just from GJ, but from all those JPY pairs. AJ, NJ, UJ, EJ. They all have a similar setup. So maybe you like the way one looks better than you like the way the other one looks. Maybe you like the amount of pips one offers above the amount of pips the other one offers. You have to find the trade setup that you like the best, and you stick to that trade setup. You don't need 5 or 6 different trades. You just need one trade that you're comfortable with and you can take advantage of. If I look at this AUD JPY trade, it's very similar to the ones that we've already looked at from the other. If I go to the weekly chart and go to the line chart instead of the candles, it's very easy to see where we ran the swing low. Again, once you run the swing low, you expect a pullback. You know, we've actually ran both of these lows, both of these swings low. We expect a pullback to your 78 or you know, this premium. We want to price to pull back to the premium so we can take a sell. So whether or not you participate in the counter trend trade for price to get back up to the premium, right? Maybe you participate in this sale for 300, 400 pips. Maybe you don't. But once price gets back to this premium, we expect to take another short down to our 6-month golden zone, right? So we got relative equal lows right here that you see. So maybe you're comfortable with trading this price all the way down until it takes out these relative equal lows. Because if we fib this move up, you're going to see that this is your 78, right? This is your 78. So I think we can reasonably expect for price to come down and take out these relative equal lows. And I think everybody just saw this about 1,200 pips on this line chart, right? It's about 1,200 and some pips to these relative equal lows. These are all trades that you can get in and sit in, right? You can add to it every time it pulls back, whether you add one position per week or one position every other week, however you want to do it, you just add on the pullback. And you're not going to be perfect, right? When it pulls back, sometimes you're going to enter and it's going to go higher and you're going to go, oh, I'm in drawdown on that second position. That doesn't matter. If you don't over leverage, you're going to do great on this 12 or 1,300 pip drop. This is where you have a chance to establish a decent size trading account by just collecting pips on the way down. Not trying to max out your lot size, just trying to collect pips, trying to collect positions on the way down. Get one position every week, get 2 positions every week, whatever, under leverage versus over leverage. I guarantee you, if you get 3 or 4 positions in a 1,500 pip move or 1,200 pip move, you're going to have a significant amount of money when it gets to the bottom. Right? You're going to have a significant amount of money when it gets to the bottom. If you end up having less than one lot, if you have like 0.80, $8 a pip, you know, and that's not $8 a pip on AUD JPY, it's a lot less. It's probably going to be closer to $5 per pip. But if you carry $5 a pip for 1,200 pips, you know, you're over $5,000, probably over $6,000 in your account. We don't know how long it's going to take, but I can tell you that the sale takes a lot longer than the buy. And if you don't believe me, this drop in the last 2 weeks for AJ went 791 pips. GJ went over 1,000. 2 weeks. If you are a smart individual, you'll get in these setups. You'll add to it when you're supposed to add to it, and you'll write it down these 1,000 pips. This is a trade that any of us, all of us who've been trading multiple years should be able to follow. It's a trade. It's an easy, easy trade. If you have problems or if you don't understand, please reach out to somebody. Reach out to me, reach out to somebody. Andrew, Kim, whoever. These are, to me, are the setups that can catapult you to the next level. Account wise. You don't have to get in the indices and gamble if it's moving too fast for you. You can use this trade to blow up and grow up. Then you can go into September or October with a sizable account where you can catch dollar shorts or whatever, you know, or you can catch some indice trades, but you have a $5,000 account. And if you get beat up in the indice, you won't be ruining your account because you can still trade the mini. Does everybody understand? Ooh, Bitcoin did its
Yeah,
thing.
we do.
Does anybody feel lost? Anybody? From Lee. Palmer Kennedy. I haven't. I know Foom. I know you're in the other group, but
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good to go.
y'all good?
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
All right.
Hallelujah.
So you know, we have great opportunity, guys. You know, I really like the that the chat has picked back up. Everybody's calling out what they see. Stick to your guns on your analysis, but also when somebody else says something, you might want to see what they're looking at too. That way you can see the market from both sides. Because I know there are several people that are in gold longs, and then there are several people that think gold can be short. I see it both ways. You know, I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I would have felt a lot better about gold longs if this daily order block, if this had been a bullish daily order block. It just, I feel suspect because it did not close as a daily order block. This next candle could drop. It could be a drop base drop easily, in my opinion. I know some people are in the longs. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, this is like the daily range we have right now, the daily range, which is the high and low in the 4 hours. What makes it a daily range is because we broke a low. That is the high. And what makes the low a daily range low? Because in the 15 minutes, we have a chalk that is pushing up, right? So that means we are dealing with this high and this low right now.
I agree.
So we have two POI, 2 points of interest. The one right here and the up one. So whichever one that gives you like your confirmation, you can shut the market down to this area, or maybe down more. I don't know.
Well, I just look at this imbalance. So listen, if we go past this imbalance and we break this low or we challenge this low, that's different. But you know, in my opinion, it might do something like this. And it doesn't have to be this dramatic, but my point is, I believe that the dollar needs to go a little bit further. But I don't think the dollar can go so far up that it doesn't give us a bearish order block. So I kind of look at both of these. I like GU setup, and that's it. I think GU needed to come we're close to the golden zone. This is the
Yeah.
area that you need to come. So I think GU gold, I think everything needs to drop a little bit more before we push higher.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter. In fact, it doesn't matter how you approach, how I approach. We are all looking at the same thing.
Yes.
Just like you see it in a different way, I see it in a different way. But we want the market to push down a little bit before we take off. The same
Yes.
thing.
Yes. I just know of a couple of people that got into this gold long and they're still holding. And that's cool. That's brave. Maybe hold until here. I don't know, if it goes that far. But in my opinion, the market can easily open up and just sell because this is an inside bar at the 4-hour.
This area, exactly. We tapped into this fair value gap before. So what do we expect? We want to fill it completely. And this little candle right here, this doji or this indecisional candle,
this one,
right in between the big bearish candle, the both, that one.
Yeah.
This is another block. That one there.
I agree.
So
I
it
agree.
could just be like we will reverse from there, or we push up to fill this upper imbalance and start falling.
Yeah.
So it's just two things. Whatever gives you your confirmation, you take a trade. But
I agree.
just wait for it.
I just think that if you're in this trade, that you got to watch it. You got to babysit it because either or, anything can happen.
Trail your stop. Just move your stop. Just
Kim, are you in the logs here?
No, I'm not in gold.
Gigi, did you take this trade?
Because I'm expecting it to push back down one more time. Anyway.
Well,
I did took the buy, but in a different perspective of my trading. If you go to the daily time frame, this is how I took the buy. Yeah. So you see this double flat, like this red car. Yeah, no, good, no. Yeah, right there, this double flat. So this is my control area, right? That's why I have different way of trading. So as soon as I see this on Thursday, like Thursday candlestick rejected that area, I set a buy limit order right in that area. So Friday we tapped in, it started pushing up. But of course, I'm not going to hold it like all the way up because I know I have two plays, like two POI in the 4-hour time frame. So I'm just waiting, like when the market opens, maybe give me a little bit push to the upside. I've just closed my position. But I know we are close to my POI, the 2. So wherever give me other confirmation, I will just short the market to this area where you marked out the green. But I want the market like go to push down more to this double flat area, not like the green. So your green is like 78 or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want them to come down to that other block, that candlestick. That's what I want the market to come to.
That's where I wanted to go too. And to me, when we reject it right here, I'm like, man, there's no way I would have held this trade. And maybe when the market opened, it'll push up. Maybe it'll close. Maybe it'll take the liquidity off this daily candle and sell. I've seen this too many times.
Right. It's just the same thing happening. You just have to train your eyes and understand how this market moves. So you have a way of trading, stick to it. Just master it so much.
Well, I was still holding, and the open is gonna reach about 2,400 or something.
Up here,
2,400. It's not far. If you go to the 4-hour, it's like exactly the other block, like the fair value gap or something. So,
okay.
I think it might even go to 2410 or 2414 area.
Right, that is the second POI we have in this deal.
Maybe I'm just saying. I wouldn't have had the intestinal fortitude to hold that. I'd have been cool with taking my profit and waiting.
I took a little bit of my profit after y'all said that you don't think gold was ready to buy all the way. And I didn't have time to trail either. So I got out, but I got out in profit.
Yeah, to me, I would have, that's what I would have did too. I just, there's gonna be so many opportunities here, you know, once it really starts moving. But I would have definitely, I'm like, man, that's it just don't look right. If you had closed bullish, I wouldn't have had any problem. Like that candle had plenty of opportunity to close bullish.
I want to say when because I just heard Tasha say something, but when we say trail, because I heard you say you didn't have time to trail. So, but when I say trail, I mean you can move your, like we're on this 4 hour, right? The daily didn't give you what I would look for to trail, but on this 4 hour, we see that we have you see that we have these higher lows, right? So to trail it, you just put your stop loss behind one of those high lows and just allow price to keep going. And then every 4 hours, as long as none of the lows are getting broken or violated, you can continue staying in the trade until it turns around, and then it knocks you out at one of those lows. If that makes sense, because we've already talked, so I know, you know, I know you're. But yeah, that's the way to trail it. Just move your stop loss to under one of those lows. Even if it stops you out, it's going to stop you out in profit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was just rushing to go to work. And I really didn't even think about that part. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. When I said trailing, I just like to sometimes watch it and set my alarms. But I know when I get to work, I can't look at it.
Yeah, just
But
move your stop loss. That's it. Secure the bag. Secure the bag.
Secure the swag. I would have held this one. This is one trade that I would have been comfortable with holding until it gets to this area. Got to see what she want to do. But anywho, that's all. That's it. I think, in my opinion, if I was helping a new person, I would be I'll be waiting for the JPY long move. And
You mean the JPY short?
No, I'm looking for the JPY long move. I'm looking for the JPY long. I'm not looking for a JPY short. I'm not sure.
Sail back down.
Yeah, I'm looking for the long move first. Right? I'm time and price. I'm looking for the long move first. Then I'm looking,
Right.
And when I say time and price, I'm expecting this bearish order block. The time is we got 3 days. We got 3 days left. Right? We got 3 days left on this candle. I think Wednesday the first, or Thursday is the first. So we got, yeah. Thursday is the first. So for me, it's time. All right. Maybe we can push up a little bit. We might push back down, but as long as this is a bearish order block, I'm looking for the up move. Maybe it pushes down the first 2 days of next week. I don't know, but I'm not interested in the down move. It's plenty of opportunity going up. That's where my opportunity is gonna happen, going up. The buy move is what I'm waiting on. And
Yep, thanks very much. You too.
bro, did you get me a donut?
Huh?
I thought Will was at the donut shop.
Really? No, I got I got some vegan cupcakes, man. You know, I'm vegan.
Vegan. Come on, man.
Yeah, man, it's for my son, man. He going to the birthday party today. And you know, people don't care about the vegans out here, so I gotta make sure he got some stuff, man. You know.
Where are you vegan?
Yep, 7 years.
Oh man. No,
Just
man.
for Passover when I eat some lamb
You say you eat lamb?
on Passover. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
But you know, man, you know America trash.
Yeah, America food is trash. It is trash.
This GBP JPY, yeah, the way I'm looking at it, if this thing want to run down, I think we will take out this low before we will even think about pushing all the way up to create a new high zone.
You said
Because
it's gonna take out this low?
oh no, this low right there, like the down one, the red candle.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's
Because we don't have like any fair value gap, you see, like from that red candle all the way up.
yeah, that's cool. I don't mind that. All I'm telling you is, or what I
Oh
was
no, I'm not talking about like this short term, like in the longer term.
In the long term.
Yeah.
you saying in the long term it's gonna take out this low?
No. Go back to the monthly time frame. Like this low right here.
I don't see it if you mark on the screen.
Oh, okay, wait, let me see. Like the 180,000 or something, whatever. This
Oh,
low.
this one.
Yeah. If you look
Listen, I agree.
if
I
you look
think
at
it's
this
lower.
movement to the upside, there is no fair value gap at all. So our internal range liquidity in the monthly time frame will be this low right here. So we have to clear all of this low. Like in the long term, who knows? Except they have to raise their interest rates. This nonsense Japanese people.
Well, I don't listen. I know that the
Yeah.
to me it's not just about the Japanese people raising the interest rate. It's about the West lowering the interest rates too. The Japanese have raised interest rates one time. Once the U.S. and Great Britain lower interest rates, that carry trade is no longer attractive. I showed a video a few weeks ago about the carry trade. It was a guy that understands fundamentals that was explaining the carry trade. So the reason why price is coming down is because those guys aren't making the money off the carry trade that they were. So everybody's closing those carry trades. And that's going to bring the price down for GBP, JPY. I mean, for all the JPYs, not just GB, but all of them, because that JPY trade was only attractive because the Japanese interest rates was negative and everybody else had positive interest rates. Now everybody else is dropping interest rates and the JPY raised one time. So they made a bunch of money. And the longer they leave those trades open as the interest rates change, they lose a lot of money.
So the Japanese raise their interest rates?
Yeah, they raised them back in January, I think, January or March, or January or February. They were -10. They raised them to 0. Now there's talk of them raising them again, like to maybe 10 or whatever.
They're not raising their interest rates.
Well, again, me and you always had this conversation, but
Not gonna do it.
yeah, but whether they do it or not, the carry trade is not attractive because our interest rates are declining, like the other countries.
I got you. I understand that, but I just want everybody in this group to understand the Japanese, my bad, are not raising their interest rates.
You're a racist.
Whatever. Man.
Hey, what if they raise them on Tuesday? I mean, they got that. When is that meeting? This week?
I'll be wrong if they raise them, but I'm just saying. I mean, I'll be shocked if they raise their interest rates.
America would probably be shocked too, especially since they had billions and trillions under the table.
Yeah, they're not raising those rates, man.
I think what we all need to watch out for is Jerome Powell lowering the rates because he got that Republican pressure on him.
Well, they don't want them to lower the rates.
They want them to do it sooner than later. They don't want them to wait until September to do it.
I mean, to me, if he waits until September, that doesn't help. That doesn't give any time for the Dems. I guess it does. I guess it's 2 months.
Yeah, they say they think it does. That's what that dude
Yeah,
was.
it probably does. Yeah.
He's like, you trying to sway votes in the last minute, you know? All right, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody, everybody knows what they're trading? This coming week?
DJ.
Did you say UJ or EJ, Kai?
GJ.
GJ.
Kai, you ain't even trading no GJ, man.
Yes, I am. I'm trading GJ.
Kim, what you trading, Kim?
I quit.
No, that's right.
Um, um, I'm trading GJ.
You ain't trading no GJ.
Sorry, you
It ain't,
already
it ain't even in your zone. It ain't even in your zone.
whatever.
Are you in GJ right now, Kim?
It is in my zone,
It ain't
sir.
even in your zone. Okay, hey, GJ.
Yes, I'm already in GJ. Thank you.
Hey,
Will.
hey, Will, are you in it for the buy? You in it for the sell, Kim?
I'm in it for a buy right now.
No, this hit your zone down here.
There is another zone, sir, that you don't have.
Obviously, because I can't ever see them zones.
I know. You
Did
need
it hit your zone right here?
your old man glasses on.
Did it hit
Put
your
your
zone
old
here?
man glasses on, you can see it.
I think that let me see, is that an imbalance? It ain't really on the 1 hour, I'm sure it is. But I think that the price, when I looked at this, I felt like price could come to this area. Like if it shot down one more time. We just have to see how the week opened up.
Man, who in this group is in Atlanta?
You doing a meet?
Will is in Atlanta.
You doing a meet and greet, Sean?
That's the only person.
No. Oh, I might go to InvestFest. You going, Will?
Oh, that shit trash, man. You gonna waste your money going to InvestFest? Come on, man. Don't be swinging out here in the streets, man.
Is it trash?
Man, you listen to a bunch of gurus trying to tell you about course.
Sean,
Man, come on.
Sean is probably, now y'all know Sean. Y'all know Sean. Sean is probably going to meet the heavy hitters.
No, I'm not. I'm
The
not.
heavy hitters ain't going to InvestFest.
I mean, the only reason I was interested in going was, are they going to talk? They probably going to talk about AI. That's the only reason I was really, potentially interested. Not going to meet nobody, on to buy nothing necessarily.
You want to you want some NVIDIA chips, Sean?
I want what?
Some NVIDIA chips.
Well, I have no use for them. I mean, I have a little bit of stock, but I don't have any use for the actual chips. I mean, well, you got some?
Sean is going to get Ian Bennett.
I have access. If you,
Oh,
I didn't know what I didn't know what your business purpose is, so that's all I'm saying. I would.
No.
In Atlanta's full of smoke. It's like cloak and cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
a whole
really
lot of cloak.
to go. I mean, I don't know what I don't know, I guess is the way I looked at it. And like I said, I wasn't necessarily going there to buy anything from anybody or to meet anybody, but sometimes when you just are kind of there in those circles, you just hear about different things. So
I understand that. Well, I went last year. I'm just telling you from personal experience.
Okay.
Who was trying to,
Maybe-
was Ian Dunlap trying to sell you courses? Sean will buy Ian Dunlap's course.
Man, everybody trying to sell your course down.
Stop-
I mean, that's
stop.
all it really was. That's
Not
all
buying.
it really was. Everybody just selling courses. You got a bunch of people, bunch of scammers on stage. To me, I mean, you can get the same information on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
You get you're a pain to be in the presence of these people. That's all it was. It's like a concert, man. You know, you go there to listen to your favorite person talk shit about what they know, and you just going to hear them say it in person. Not saying you
Right.
can't meet anybody now. People that actually go, it's probably more beneficial networking from that standpoint than the actual event itself. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Now, if you want to be in town, you definitely. I mean, they're going to have a ton of different networking events, all that type. But going to the actual conference, it was a waste.
Yeah, it sounds like it might not be worth it then, because again, I'm not even really trying to network, and I definitely ain't trying to buy nobody's course. I just don't know what I don't know about AI, so I just thought I might go.
So next year I'm gonna put together me a course and go sell it and invest for.
You can do it this
You know Kelly. You know Kelly OG.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
She messaged me because I had joined the Discord. I just be joining Discord to talk about trade. I got a message within 30 seconds to invite me to some special seminar. They trying to charge $8,500 for it.
Kim, I told you that, Kim. I told you.
I said, what is wrong with I
That
just
might be
listened.
that might be that might be a scammer right there.
No, Kim.
What?
Listen.
No. I'm
I'ma
saying
tell
I
you.
understand. No, I understand that she's, that her price are high ticket. I get that. But whenever you start following somebody and you immediately get, because they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't need to do that. It's scammers immediately that has it set up immediately
Oh,
to follow
to
you,
contact you.
message.
No, that's her. That's her. This is her. This is her thing. Like
It's a
in her
business
it says, I will not message you. I will not friend request you. Once you join the group, you'll get a bunch of messages from this Discord saying to be her friend. And
Nah, they don't do that. They don't do that.
that happens. But in her Discord, it says, hey, next step, get to meet everybody and all this stuff. She's offering something in Dallas. I mean, she's marketing. Like,
Yeah, it's a
I
master class.
get
I
it.
told you she's doing a master class for $8,500.
I get it.
$8,500. And there's only
Support resistance. Support and resistance.
150 seats. That's like $1.275 million you're trying to collect. And you can also upgrade to the personal package to be there at her house for the after party for $10,000. But that's only going to be limited to 20 guests. I say, man, I hung up on that dude. So I say, man, what am I getting for this? Support and resistance, supply and demand, and a tax
goodness.
specialist.
Hey, we doing something wrong.
Don't knock her hustle. Don't knock
Hey,
her.
I ain't $8,500 for a
Like-
master class, man. Like, dang. Like, you know,
Don't knock her
Ooh.
hustle.
Who's that? Kelly OG?
yeah, support
Man,
resistance.
$8,500, man. You know what the economy's fucking taking. You trying to get people out of $8,500?
Yo, I can just put that on the rent and just trade for the rest of the time. What the heck?
Man, I couldn't believe it. And the dude she got talking to me, he got a lot of balls, man, because he couldn't even tell me what I was getting. What do you want out of this? What do you want to get?
I'm telling
What
you,
did
that's
you
a
want?
scam. That's a scammer. That's a scammer.
No, this is Kelly OG and people.
Scammer.
Man, look, I don't put nothing past nobody in this on the internet, man.
That's what I'm
Look at
saying.
19 Keys. 19 Keys don't even got a product to sell, but he had invested
You said he ain't got a what?
Ain't gonna
a
say
product
nothing.
to sell.
I ain't gonna say nothing about that one either.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm going back on mute. I'm going back on mute.
19 Keys is selling you that militant black dream. That's what he got to sell.
And this crown
Yeah,
that got gold in it for $700 with the
Yeah.
gold thread.
19
and
Keys is selling you that
my-
Black Panther party.
My cousin bought
Never.
something or purchased something from him and never got it, never received it.
For 19
Oh,
Keys.
And yeah,
Of course,
oh,
Oh,
no.
half these people be like that in line. That Dana White lady, all the man, scam the whole world, man.
you said who's scamming the whole world?
Like the Dana lady, she was scamming. I ain't even talking about people, man. Let's get back on the charts. I'm tired of I'm just saying, man. Investments ain't where you want to go, Sean. If you want to come down and Sean, send me your number. I'm gonna give you my my friend number. AI out. He'll talk to you about AI all day.
Okay. Oh.
Save yourself a couple $1,000.
Oh my God.
Now, if y'all want to come to Atlanta for the Rose Bowl or something, you know, I highly recommend that. You know, you want to come, you know, Taco
The
Tuesday
Chick-fil-A
or brunch.
Rose
Rose
Bowl.
Bowl in Atlanta.
The Rose
I'm just-
Bowl? That's in California, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Okay, yeah, Peach Bowl. Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
Peach.
you want to come down here for some good old entertainment. I love my people, but man, I wouldn't recommend going to my people stuff, man, out here in Atlanta street. 9 times out of 10, it's come with a high ticket and you're not really getting what's worth.
Why y'all blaspheming my man 19 Keys though like that?
It ain't just like they learn from what's the white dude with the real estate guru who ain't never been inside a house? What's his name? It's on every YouTube ad.
Ooh, Grant Cardone?
Yeah, you know they learn from him.
Yeah.
So they learn. We get on the hustle late. You know, we get the hustle late after it's
Mhm.